So I watched Black Panther 2 last night, and I was gonna make a video right afterwards, but if you've already watched the movie, you know the movie's pretty long. By the time I got home, I was already slumped, knocked out. So instead, I woke up and drinking some coffee and ready to give y'all this review. Now, when giving this review, I will not be giving any spoilers whatsoever. With YouTube, there's so many people that give in-depth analysis, scene by scene, reaction by reaction. This is from this comic book, this is how it should have been. I'm not here to really give that perspective. I want to give the perspective of someone. There's people that go to movies to watch it, be so critical of everything and just analyze it. I go to movies for a different perspective. And maybe I have the perspective that you want to watch and understand the review of, but I go to movies to enjoy them. A movie has to be really bad or really mid for me to not have an enjoyable experience, but also to give you an understanding. The Thor Love and Thunder movie that came out recently, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think that movie was pretty mid. The jokes were not hitting for me. I watched it, it came, it went. I probably will never watch it again. Wasn't an enjoyable experience. So understand I go to movies to enjoy them, but sometimes they don't hit. And overall with this Marvel Phase 4, it's been some good, but there's been a lot more mid to bad than there has been good, if we're just going to be honest. And what I was hoping for was Black Panther 2 was gonna set the tone for the end of Phase 4 and give us some hope and optimism going forward for Marvel Phase 5. But before I dig deeper into this, if this is your first time watching me, maybe after the content I deliver, you become a loyal subscriber, and by being a loyal subscriber, you like and participate in the comment section, and if not, I wish you your best on your future endeavors. Either way, this Black Panther 2 film is a breath of fresh air. And I say this in a sense, I just felt like Marvel Cinematic Universe in general was starting to use a formula way too much. It was like you could plug in any superhero in any film and they're either going to be cracking jokes at the expense of themselves or the expense of others all the way. Even if it's in a complete serious moment, then you see this big baddie at the end and boom, there's the movie. You know, that's what Marvel was literally doing time and time again. That's been Phase 4. Whether it's the TV shows or the movies, it's been a lot of formula. And Black Panther 2 definitely strives away from the formula. And it has to strive away from the formula because if you didn't know, Chadwick Boseman, unfortunate passing, that hit me as a person. I won't even hold you. I cried when Chadwick Boseman died because one, he was so self-sacrificing and not telling anyone. I just really respect the man and how he went about himself and his business. And then two, I really just loved him and his acting skills. Like he was just a great person and someone you rooted for. So to lose him, it was sad. Unfortunately, I already knew Black Panther 2 was never going to be the same after knowing that, but I'm still going to give him a chance and give him the benefit of the doubt because of the impact the first Black Panther had on me. So just know that they definitely addressed Chadwick Boseman in the situation. If you're someone that's going to cry, be prepared to have some tissues. You know, it might get a little bit real. That sets a tone. This is definitely a somber, sadder, darker tone movie than a lot of Marvel has been, and that's good. That's why I was talking about that breath of fresh air. We needed some change. Not everything needs to be jokes in the light of danger. Sometimes shit needs to be serious and real. So that was a part of the movie that I really liked and enjoyed. The next part to me that was a real standout that made this a breath of fresh air, the adventure, the scenes, the aesthetic, the looks and vibes of this movie, magnificent. And part of that, obviously, I don't think this is a spoiler, but you know, Namor is from the sea, so we got to see some beautiful scenes from there. Of course, Wakanda is always beautiful. Just a lot of the places that they are traveling and visiting. I felt like Marvel was going to a lot of boring, ugly places. Either, you know, they were going to some places in Russia, they were going to these small towns, like the place in Asgard wasn't that aesthetically pleasing. For quite a bit, there's been these movies of not really exploring, no adventure, and Black Panther 2 is different in that end, and I loved it and I enjoyed it. I want to see more of that. I want to explore, adventure, see great visuals, see different species, learning of their cultures. I loved that part. To me, that was the second best thing about this movie was that. And then the other thing that made this a really enjoyable experience was the actors and actresses were just really on on point for me. You can tell that they were dealing with the grief and the trauma of Chadwick Boseman, and they were putting their heart into these scenes and into this movie. It was heartfelt, heartwarming. It's an experience that you just need to go and see for yourself. I love the characters. I love their interactions. I loved how it wasn't like the other Marvel movies. There was definitely some humor and comedy, but it wasn't forced. It felt right for that scene. It was serious when it needed to be serious. It was funny when it needed to be funny, and it just had their little good twists and turns. I'm not gonna say them because I am not giving this as a spoiler review. I just wanted to give you the overall vibe and paint the picture of the movie. Yes, there are certain parts where the movie is longer. It is 260 minutes running time, but from start to finish, a really good and enjoyable experience. I give it a 9 out of 10. The one thing I could see people being critical of, and if they are critical of that, they've been critical of it before. This was a woman-dominated centric movie, I would say, and a lot of people that have been tired of this Marvel diversity and all of that may have something to gripe. It worked and it hit for me. Like I said, I enjoyed this experience. We knew this was never gonna be the Black Panther 2 that originally was gonna be there with Chadwick Boseman, but given all of the circumstances, everything that transpired, I felt they did their best. I'm excited for Phase 5. As we all know, Phase 4, I would consider Phase 4 mid for all of the hits and all of the highs and lows that they've had. A lot of forgettable stuff. You watched it, it came and it went. Let's hope with the end of Phase 4 and the start of Phase 5 with Ant-Man and everything, we start picking things up, taking it to the next level. We're also going to be seeing, you know, the X-Men's going to be coming in. So I feel like Marvel's future now is brighter than ever. We had to get past this little murky Phase 4, introduction here, introduction there. Everything's so convoluted, we didn't know the timelines, none of that. I hope we get this cohesive unit, everything starts flowing together in Phase 5, because a lot of Phase 4 just seems so much standalone stuff. Like, you watch this, it doesn't connect with this, and I want that connectivity. I want all of this to happen. I want people to be in other people's movies, things like that again. So I'm hoping that's what they do and deliver with Phase 5. But enough of me. How did you guys feel about this movie? Give me your overall thoughts if you've seen Black Panther 2, and if not, if you haven't seen it after watching this review, do you plan on watching it? Do you have hope for Phase 5 and going forward? Did you actually enjoy Phase 4 more than me? Maybe you enjoyed Thor: Love and Thunder. But as you know, of Chris Cadence, I'm gonna give you guys hip-hop content when it's there. I'm also gonna give you pop culture content when it's there. That's why make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell for all my videos so you can like and participate in the comment section. This Chris Cadence, I'm out. This motherfucker.